This simple blue flame in your kitchen starts a journey that begins deep inside massive industrial plants. Today, we'll see how liquefied petroleum gas, or LPG, is produced and how each cylinder is filled before it reaches your home. From these giant pressurized tanks, LPG is carefully handled under strict safety conditions. Every minute, hundreds of cylinders are filled, weighed, checked for leaks, and prepared for delivery. The entire operation must be precise, because even a tiny leak can be dangerous. That's why every cylinder is tested repeatedly before it's allowed to leave the plant. Behind the scenes, an army of machines and trained operators work together to keep you safe. But LPG's journey starts far from your kitchen, in gas fields and refineries where it's first separated and liquefied. We'll follow LPG from raw gas and crude oil all the way to the cylinder that sits in your home. Stay with us as we explore each step, from production to filling, and how every cylinder is made ready for safe use. LPG is usually a mixture of propane and butane, gases that become liquid when cooled or pressurized. In liquid form, it's easy to store and transport large amounts of energy in a small cylinder. You see LPG powering stoves, heaters, small businesses, and even some vehicles. In this video, we'll see how LPG is produced, stored, and finally filled into cylinders. LPG can come from local gas fields, refineries, or be imported from other countries. From the moment it enters the system, it's monitored continuously by control systems. Because LPG is highly flammable, every step is designed with safety as the first priority. We'll start at the separation and liquefaction stage, then move to bulk storage and the bottling plant. Finally, we'll go inside the bottling plant to see how each cylinder is prepared, filled, tested, and shipped. By the end, you'll understand the complete journey behind the cylinder you use every day. One of the main sources of LPG is natural gas processing plants. Raw natural gas contains methane along with heavier hydrocarbons like propane and butane. Inside these fractionation towers, the different components are separated by their boiling points. Methane exits at the top, while LPG components are drawn off at intermediate levels. LPG is also produced at oil refineries as a byproduct when crude oil is refined into fuels. During distillation, the lightest fractions, including LPG, separate out near the top. Once separated, the LPG stream is dried, treated, and sent to pressurized storage tanks. Depending on demand, LPG can also arrive by specialized ships or rail cars at import terminals. From all these sources, LPG flows into a network of regional storage facilities that feed bottling plants. Bulk LPG is stored in large horizontal bullets or spherical tanks under pressure. Pressure, temperature, and liquid levels are constantly monitored to keep the system stable. Powerful pumps move the liquid LPG from storage tanks into dedicated pipelines and tankers. Road tankers are loaded under strict procedures before they head to bottling plants. Each load is documented, weighed, and sealed to track the exact amount of LPG transported. These tankers form the link between central LPG storage and local filling plants. At the bottling plant, the tanker connects to unloading lines that lead to on-site storage tanks. Before unloading, operators check grounding, pressure, and leak-tight connections. The plant maintains its own buffer storage, supplying a steady flow of LPG to the filling lines. From here, liquid LPG travels through pipelines into a controlled network feeding the cylinder filling stations. Most cylinders are made in specialized factories, long before they ever see LPG. High-strength steel is cut and pressed into two half-shells that will form the body of the cylinder. Automated welding creates a strong, continuous seam able to withstand internal pressure. A neck is added to hold the valve that controls gas flow in and out. Each new cylinder is pressure tested with water to ensure there are no leaks or weak spots. Then they're coated in durable paint to protect against rust and to carry company colors. Information like manufacturing date, test pressure, and serial numbers is permanently stamped on the metal. These certified empty cylinders are then sent to bottling plants to be filled and refilled over many years. Cylinders are regularly retested during their life to confirm they remain safe for use.
Now, let's enter the bottling plant to follow what happens from empty cylinder to full.
Empty cylinders arrive from distributors and exchange centers in large batches. First, the plant sorts cylinders by size, brand, and type, since each may have different filling settings. Some modern plants use barcodes or RFID tags to track each cylinder individually. Cylinders that appear damaged, severely rusted, or out of date are removed for detailed inspection or scrapping. Visual and manual checks help identify obvious defects before cylinders enter the filling area. Next, cylinders are washed to remove dust, grease, and old grime from years of use. This cleaning step also improves the visibility of labels and future leak tests. They come out rinsed and partially dried, ready for more precise safety checks. Cameras and sensors look for misaligned necks, strong dents, or missing parts. If any supporting ring or handle is cracked, the cylinder is pulled from normal service. Only cylinders that pass these early checks move on to the filling line. Any old safety cap or seal is removed so the filling machine can access the valve. The valve opening is checked for dirt or damage that might affect sealing. The heart of the plant is the automatic filling carousel, where dozens of cylinders are filled at once. Each cylinder is clamped securely to prevent movement during filling. A filling nozzle is then sealed tightly against the valve to create a closed system. Under controlled pressure, liquid LPG flows from the storage system into the empty cylinder. Filling is controlled by weight, with precise load cells measuring the gas added. Multiple stations work in parallel, allowing the plant to fill hundreds or even thousands of cylinders per hour. Operators set target weights based on cylinder size, ensuring the correct amount of LPG in each one. As cold LPG enters, moisture in the air condenses on the steel, a visible sign of the chilling effect. When the set weight is reached, the system automatically shuts off the flow. The nozzle withdraws, and the full cylinder moves forward for further checks. From the carousel, filled cylinders head to stations where their weight and tightness are verified. Safety valves and overpressure protections are built into the system to guard against any malfunction.
Batches are formally approved only when all checks meet the required standards.
Cylinders that fail quality checks never go directly to customers. They are handled with extra care. Once a cylinder passes tests, a protective cap or plug is fitted over the valve. Tamper-evident seals are added so customers can see that the cylinder hasn't been opened after filling. Branding and information labels help identify the supplier and provide safety instructions. Now the cylinders are finally ready to leave the controlled plant environment and move toward customers. Filled cylinders are stacked and loaded carefully onto delivery trucks, often in metal racks for stability.
From the bottling plant, they travel to dealers, shops, and distribution points across towns and villages.
At your home, a trained delivery person usually installs the cylinder and checks for leaks around the regulator. With proper installation and safe handling, that stored energy turns into the convenient flame you use every day. From gas fields and refineries, through massive storage tanks and precise filling lines, to the cylinder in your kitchen.